Welcome everybody to the Revolution Gaming Podcast for May. Fucking God, it's been a mess to even get to this point. Sorry about that. The GTA 6 being delayed. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of gaming stuff during the topic session, for sure, because there's a lot of interesting things to talk about. And I'm going to use the word interesting in small doses, but that is very intriguing to say the least. But yeah, welcome to Revolution Gaming Podcast. Today, we're going to only be rocking with two people. This is probably going to be one of the shortest podcasts we ever do, because usually there's at least three of us. But um, and we don't have any joke games. Believe it or not, they blew them all on April Fools, and May doesn't really have any good joke games. So
That's true.
we're gonna go right to talking about the games we've been playing. Silver played a hell of a lot of Oblivion remaster, and I played all of South of Midnight.
Like a good
So
20
I'm going
hours, I think.
I'm gonna
Oblivion.
let Silver talk about Oblivion first before I blow my load. I mean, talk about my game.
That's dirty.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All
Say
right.
more,
So
Tim. Never
so
change.
tell us about your experience in the remastered Oblivion.
Well, as far as I can tell, honestly, it feels more than just a remaster, given how much they've actually altered. Like they've added new voices, they've definitely changed how the combat flows so it actually feels better and plays better. And new animations, and you can sprint now. Wow, who knew
Oh,
sprinting in 2006 wasn't a thing in RPGs, or at least not as prevalent as it is now? Or the graphics. I know we usually don't talk about graphics because I'm like, that's like the least important thing about fucking gaming. But graphics, the game's beautiful. Beautiful.
now you're playing
Absolutely
this on the
gorgeous.
Series X, right?
Yes, yes I
Okay.
am. And I'm actually playing on, not performance mode, I'm playing on quality mode, I think it is. Um, and yeah, it runs just fine. Aside from typical crashes, because of course Bethesda can never seem to have any of their games fucking stable, can they? Because I've had a couple of crashes not fucking crashes, today actually two.
And also, honestly, this is the first Bethesda GameWorks game ever done on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah,
The creation
and
engine is no more until Elder Scrolls 6.
right, they're still using it for that, even if the graphics are probably going to be on Engine 5 as well. But who knows? Who knows? I just hope they stop using the engine eventually. Come on.
I think
Unreal Engine is
this
better.
might actually push them to not.
Yeah,
But
fingers
but let's
crossed.
be real, Unreal Engine 5 also has its own issues as an engine, especially
Oh
stutters
yes,
on
every
PC and so forth.
yeah, doesn't every game engine have issues like that though?
Well, I mean,
Well,
Unreal
well,
Engine
not
has
every, not every.
a lot more when it comes to newer games
Mm,
not running properly, I should say.
yeah, that much has been evident over the years, hasn't it? Oh
This
well,
felt like a
what can
remake,
you
not a
do?
remaster. I would say it's a hybrid of both, right? It's not a complete
Yep, that's
remake in
kind
the
of what
fact
I've.
that they changed everything, but it's
Yeah.
obviously not a straight up remaster because they did make
Yep.
changes. But when you're making up, like, this isn't like PlayStation updating a game from PS4 to PS5 level graphics.
Oh
This
no,
is a
this is
game
like
from,
19 years
yeah, this
difference.
is 19 years difference. I feel like if they had only done a remaster and changed nothing, probably people would have been kind of uh,
Less
disappointed.
enthused.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but anyway.
quality of life changes and the
Oh,
little
they're most
upgrades
welcome.
here and there help the game be more relevant today. I understand wanting to still feel the old school flair of Oblivion, but also making it so people that are new to it can enjoy it as well. So I feel like they did a good balance without completely fucking up the original, while also adding some modern touches to the game that didn't fuck it up that bad. At,
Definitely.
at least from
Especially
what
with
I've seen of the game.
archery.
listen, if we start getting like Redfall remasters, okay, like like then I know
Ooh.
Xbox is desperate. Only PlayStation does that shit, like 5-year-old games. But yeah.
Yeah, right.
So what's your overall? You played 20 hours, you said?
Yep.
All right. So what?
Yeah. Quests seem to be yeah, pretty much as they were. That's fine by me, honestly, because as I always said, Oblivion's writing, story writing, has always been better than Skyrim. I don't know what the hell happened. Perhaps they got lazy. Perhaps they got complacent. I don't know. I don't work for Bethesda, so I can't tell you everything.
I feel like
But yeah,
in the most part, modern gaming is kind of like put gameplay over writing for the most part, anyway, or writing over any
yeah,
gameplay. You can't
I
have
know,
both.
right? No, you can't. But sometimes you can have a beautiful combination that has good writing and good gameplay. You know, Borderlands 2 is a great example.
Yeah, that's also
Great
how
example,
old.
but not a perfect example, but a great example.
When did Borderlands 2 come out?
2012.
Exactly. That was a long ass time ago.
Oh yeah,
Like, like I said, it
but yeah,
seems like
um,
every. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Oblivion's remaster is definitely a most welcome addition to the Elder Scrolls. Well, touch-ups, I guess you want to call them like that. It's been well deserved and honestly a long time coming. To be fair.
Yeah. And Virtuous did a really good job working with Bethesda on the game. They released a whole behind the scene thing that I think you should check out if you're interested because they worked together
Oh yeah.
very well to put this together, and they show like old footage of like the current day developers still at Bethesda and show that same developer back working on Oblivion, which is insane that there's
Oh yeah.
still people around from the old regime.
I believe I actually did watch that video.
I don't
Yeah,
think you
I
could
think I
do
did.
that at BioWare because they've let too many people go. But Bethesda, on the other hand,
Yeah, Bioware is a very sore
well, no,
spot for me.
the only reason I bring up BioWare is because like these were like the studios that when they released a game, you were like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy that game," you know. And
Yeah.
over time, all most of them have failed you at some point or another.
Yeah. It's so sad.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Also,
I don't know who to blame. The the publishers or the developers or both.
both,
Maybe
both.
it's both, yeah.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh well.
So, what's your initial impression score? Because you can change it as it goes along. Because I know you're gonna play this a lot.
Yeah. From what I've played so far, it's definitely worth getting into it, especially if you've played the original. But even if you haven't, it's worth experiencing nowadays because it is really just one of the best RPGs for at least for the story wise that to play honestly. Because especially faction quest lines, they were they were top of the line back when they were made. And of course, there are flaws like in every other game. But the story writing itself, even with the main story as short as it can be, just get through it in like 10 hours if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth picking up and giving it a go. It's worth the price, honestly. It's not fucking $70 or more.
It's $50, which in
Mm.
today's day and age, wink wink, that's actually a pretty good price. It is. It's a
Yeah,
pretty good price.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I saw somebody in chat mention Fallout 3 remaster. That is in the works, but it's definitely not coming
Yes.
anytime soon. But it has been leaked that that is coming. So
Yep. And
that is.
honestly, that's also about time too.
I'm just happy they're being picky about it. I don't need them to remaster every single game that they've ever made.
Mm.
I just don't feel that to be necessary.
You know what I would like to see?
Mm.
I would like to see the original Fallout games brought to a modern,
Oh, you
modern
mean just
standard,
like
or at least modern graphics.
yeah, basic remaster?
Yeah,
Okay, that I could see.
yeah, yeah. Along with all the
Agreed,
cut
bro.
content as well, because there are mods for that, and if you can just work with the modders,
Well,
if
they did.
Nightdive could
They
work with the modders.
They did with
And
Age of Empires.
yeah, exactly.
M-
Yeah, and if not, I could just work with the modders to
Microsoft
bring
is actually
the
pretty good
restored
about
content
that
to
stuff.
the original first
Listen,
two
I'm
Fallout
not going to
games.
sit there and praise everything they do. Raising your console prices by $100 when you're already
Yeah, fuck
losing
no.
in the console race, bad.
Yeah,
But
what the fuck? That's dumb.
I have a feeling that Sony's going to follow suit, and everybody's going to follow suit and use the tariffs as a backbone. But even if the tariffs go away, they'll keep the prices high because they've already got them there, and they now they can make more money off of everything they sell. Because eventually, if you want a console, you're going to have to pick one, and whichever
Yeah.
company is going to eat the bullet and drop the price first after that is going to be the ones that sell all the stuff because people are not going to want to eat all the inflation or the tariffs or anything that is used as the excuse to raise prices because they always like the economic landscape of the world right now. Well, if that's the case, things are never going to drop in price because there's
Nope.
always something that's going to fluctuate the market. So, you know,
But honestly, I'm like, especially with Microsoft, I'm like, you're $1 trillion company. Fuck off. Yeah,
well,
fuck off.
I think
You have more money than anybody in the fucking world. Fuck off as a company. Get
hey, Ava.
lost.
Um,
Hey, Ava.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I think Sony's going to follow suit because Sony doesn't have that type of money. They have money,
Mm,
but they don't have that type of money. All right.
yeah,
So we will move on.
yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So don't worry. We'll get to the bitching part. Your favorite, which is in the topic. But yeah. So South of Midnight. So
Yes,
immediate.
what did you
Okay,
do
I
to it?
have not played Claire Obscure yet. But I've already been spoiled by Game Pass in April. All right.
Yep. Damn
So,
right, dude.
I played through the whole game of South of Midnight. It took me 11 hours to complete, which is actually kind of nice to not have to spend 50 hours to beat a game. It's 14 chapters long. Uh, each chapter is pretty much its own story that is a gradual timeline that gets you to the end. Uh, how do I say it? This game is I think it's based in the mid 1980s.
Feels
And
like
it
it, from what I can tell.
yeah, and it's based in the deep south, and it's all based on like old deep south folklore. So there's
Hmm.
mythological creatures, there's people that have been absorbed by their evil and have became, dis- dejected creatures that you have to fight or try and save their soul, so to speak. And my greatest comparison to this game would be a mixture of like the platforming of like Psychonauts 2 and
Mm.
like the gameplay of like a Xbox 360 or PS3 like action adventure title that you'd spend like 15 to 20 hours, right? It's
Mm.
like the combat loop is very similar to like Devil May Cry 4, where there's story exposition phase, and then you go to an area, you fight a group of guys, which advances the story, so on and so forth. You know, especially what I'm talking about, Silver, like in the fact that you'd walk to a certain area. And then the area would be closed off, and you'd have to fight all
Hmm.
the enemies and kill them to move to the
Yep.
next area. That's
Very
that's
good at my crime.
yeah. The
And Bayonetta.
platforming is fantastically done in this game. All the controls are great. Uh, it has wall
Smooth.
running, gliding, all the things you could ask for. A pretty in-depth skill tree that you can unlock stuff in, which I managed to unlock 95% of the skill tree, which I was very proud of. And I missed one collectible in the whole game. I was very mad at myself. Yeah,
Oh,
I ended up
no.
jumping across somewhere and initiating a cutscene, and I couldn't turn around afterwards, and I missed it. So
Alright, I will try to keep an eye out for
the
that.
the completionist in me suffered that day. But listen, if you go into this game with the type of expectations that I have, which were Uh, the art style looked cool. I did not use the stop motion, but the stop motion is part of the
Mm.
cutscenes regardless. But
Yeah,
they
I've
don't.
disabled it for the
But
gameplay.
they're not off-putting. They're not off-putting. They're not, to the point where it feels jarring. Maybe during actual combat or whatever or gameplay, it would feel more so. But uh, the game runs locked. I ran it at 120 FPS, just locked, and it never dropped. I never had any stutters. I never had anything like that. The draw distance was great. It looked beautiful. I took tons of screenshots and showed them to Jess. But yeah, the game is an absolute blast to play. I know it's actually on the cheaper side too. Yeah, it's $40. So I would say that for $40, this is if you're missing the simplistic action adventure titles of yesteryear, where you don't have to set aside a whole entire month to play something, then this is the
Yeah.
game for you. And I will say the story is obviously the strongest part. And it's very strong. It's very good, very well written. You feel the emotion. The music is fucking incredible to the game. If you like that old, like, southern bluesy sound, do you still have achievements to unlock? Yes, I do, because I would have to do more playthroughs to get it. Uh, because they want you to unlock like full trees of each part of the skill tree to be able to get achievements. So like one of the cute little characters in the game, I don't know if they show you him in the trailer or anything, is
I
I'll
don't believe so. Otherwise,
try and find an
I'd know
image
about it.
of it, is a character named Crouton. And
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
and Crouton
They did show him off.
yeah, Crouton is your little buddy that you end up getting in the
Yeah,
game, right? And
yeah, I
Crouton
remember.
is this creature that you can spawn, and you basically send him to do like go in little holes or areas to help you progress if you get locked out of an area. So it will go through this maze, or you'll go into a building and climb your way up and then go and interact with something to let you move further. But Crouton is the cutest character in the game by far. It it's like just basically an enchanted voodoo doll, but the fact that they named it Crouton is great. Uh and it has its own skill tree. So, like, if you fill up the Crouton skill tree, that's an achievement. If you get it for, like, your pull attack, you fill that bar all the way up, you get an achievement. So, there's achievements for each thing that you can do. But I got all the achievements for, where can I show off my achievements? I actually don't even really look at achievements most of the time.
I usually just go to the library and go directly to the game. In your Steam library, you can
I
have
don't want to
achievements
do
now.
that. Never mind. I'm not going to do that on stream. Nope, nope, nope.
All right,
Nope, nope, nope. All
fair
right,
enough.
so let's continue with what we were talking about. Um, so yeah, it's a great game, great story, old school feel when it comes to gameplay. I would absolutely recommend this game. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 only because I feel like it could have actually benefited from being a little shorter. Because I feel like towards the
Um,
end, there was a couple chapters that they probably could have like meshed into the one before and kind of completed
I
the
felt like
story
it
in a more
was dragging a little.
no, not really dragging. I feel like that a couple points where they could have gotten to the point, they they're like, oh, next chapter, and then like they give you a 10-minute recap of what you've already done in the last chapter to get to the next chapter. It was kind of weird things like that. The pacing was always really good. So I'm not taking anything away from the game, but I don't feel like it's a 10 out of 10. I just feel like it's an absolutely excellent game that you should play at any chance that you get. But like 10 out of 10 is saved for like the pinnacle of gaming. And obviously there's a lot of things this year that will probably be at this level or even better. I don't know. Like I haven't gotten the Claire Obscure yet, which I'm probably going to start this week coming up. Hint, hint. Um, So I got Clear Obscure and I got Revenge of the Savage Planet that I'm trying to finish this month. Eh, Coming this renewed, this means it's crazy good. It is very, very good. So yeah, if you have Game Pass or you have availability to get Game Pass, get your free trial if you can. Get a cheap Game Pass subscription and finish the game in a month. If you want to buy it on Steam and you're one of the people that have to play everything on Steam, it's only $40. So it's not really an expensive game considering it's brand new. It'll probably go on sale in a few months if you want to wait on it. But I'm just telling you that the people that overlook this game or that the fucking DEI crowd or everybody else who just like put this game down for no other reason than that they could, they're very wrong. The game is very good. The game is very competent. It runs fantastic. The controls are awesome. The story is great. The music is awesome. Don't listen to anybody who hasn't played the fucking game. Give it a try
Hmm.
yourself, and if it's not any good, then you can come at me about it. But I'm gonna put my seal of approval on this game because this game was a fucking blast to play and a great experience. So that's my thoughts on South of Midnight. So yes, I would go. I'm gonna give it that. Go out, get it now. Do it, get it now. But yeah, that's the games we played this month. I know they're not as long as normal, but honestly, I was very busy this month. But I want to make sure to play through this whole game, and that's what my reviews are going to be from now on. I'm going to pick a game that I'm going to overarchingly play for probably a couple minutes months, like Claire Obscure, which is probably going to take me 50 to 60 hours to play. But then you have ones like Revenge of the Savage Planet, which is probably more of like a 12 to 15-hour experience I can finish in 1 month. So I'd much rather do that than be like, I played 1 hour of this game and this is my thoughts. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're to Silver's favorite part of the program where we get to rant about things and talk about how bad they are. Or
Mm.
topics as we normally call them. So, for anybody that doesn't know, gaming's getting way more expensive. It's not just console prices, it's gaming prices. And we're talking about $80 games, and that's before the deluxe edition, or the epic edition, or the ultimate edition that gives you 3 days early access, or fucking any of
Whatever
that
bullshit.
garbage. Hey,
Yeah.
Jess, I hope you make it home safe soon. Jesus Christ, scaring the hell out of me. Um,
Hey, Jess. Stay safe.
yeah. But yeah, basically what we're at the point of is gaming is supposed to be a hobby, and a hobby shouldn't cost you $100 if you want to play something. Um, I just I feel like COVID. Companies are like most people are going to be like these companies ruining gaming. No, I feel like COVID fucking ruined gaming. You know why? Because I feel like during COVID, all everybody was stuck at home, everybody was stuck inside, and gaming went through this amazing boom, right? They like people were playing everything they could fucking get their hands on. And it was just, the profits were rising through the ceiling for these companies. People that didn't even play video games before were picking up gaming because they had nothing else to do in their lives, right? So profits were fucking through the roof for everybody. And then COVID ends. And then people go back to work and go back to their lives. And guess what happens? The profits aren't there anymore. And now they're
Hmm.
looking for those profits again. And they're trying to find any way possible to get those profits. If COVID didn't happen, Microsoft would probably still have exclusives. If COVID didn't happen, all these layoffs that are coming now probably wouldn't be coming as fast. Maybe they would still happen, but I don't think they'd be coming as fast. I think like gaming's like revenue grew too fast during COVID, and now they always want the revenue to be pointing up. And
Hmm.
when there's no one there anymore to buy all of your games, you got to milk the ones that are left. And I feel like that's where we're getting to. Is like companies are going to try and find any way they can to get that fucking profits rising, even though people are not involved in gaming if like they were during COVID, and two, you're basically taking advantage of people that don't already have a ton of money, and you're like, if you want to play this, you're gonna have to give us more. So now they're pushing people out based on their income range, and you have stupid motherfuckers on Twitter being like, if you use Game Pass, then you're a poverty gamer. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't want to go out and spend $320 a month so we can play a new game every week. That is fucking stupid as fuck. So I'm sorry. I like having money in my pocket, not giving it back to corporations immediately after I earn it. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a bold move. We'll see how it works out for them. Well, in Microsoft's case, they're not going to sell any consoles, but they're already not selling any anyway. I think honestly, Xbox's best move would have been to actually drop the price of the Series S. And if you want to raise it for the Series X that nobody's buying anyway, go ahead. Make it so the Series S would be the absolute best entry level console you could get. It would be your Game Pass machine. You could fucking save money by just having Game Pass and playing games off that. Sony has already won this console generation. We know that. Nintendo is an outlier. Yes, I know they sell a shit ton of consoles, but they're not even involved in the same like the same competition as Xbox and PlayStation. Microsoft, I mean, Nintendo does their own thing. They go out and do their own thing. They do Mario, they do their own IP, and whatever will work on their system when it comes to third party. PlayStation will go out and find all the third party exclusives to make up for the fact that they've had no first party output in the last like year and a half, except Astrobot. And Microsoft is actually doing the best they've ever done, except they can't get anybody to buy their console, and now they raised it $100, expecting people to pay more for it. It ain't gonna happen. So what's your thoughts, Silver?
It's
I'll keep ranting forever because I feel like that was the dumbest move that Microsoft could ever made.
it really is. I was like, good thing I fucking have a Series X then. Fucking hell. I would definitely wouldn't have fucking bought one now. Fuck that. No
Like,
bloody way. I saw the
honest,
prices. I was like, yeah, fuck right off. What the fuck do you think you're doing? It's insanity.
well,
They're just following Nintendo's footsteps. That's why.
If
It's all
Sony
about that.
raises the prices of the Pro, it'd be like $1,000.
I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a PC at that point. Just fuck right off, man. Not
Well,
worth getting into console gaming anymore,
I
in
mean,
my
you could
opinion, of today's time.
sure if you want high-end PC gaming, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money. People always bring up, well, the
But at
5090 is
least you can
expensive.
future-proof it.
Who the fuck is going out and buying a 5090 for their like mid-range gaming PC?
Exactly.
Nobody. I'm not playing on a 5090, and I can play every game perfectly fine. I have an
Yeah.
i5 and a 40 and a 4070. Like that's perfect. Perfect, right
Mhm.
there. I mean, I'd prefer if it was an AMD chip, but beggars can't be choosers. But like,
Mhm.
honestly, I mean, but you can't play 8K, bruh. Yeah, this 15-inch screen in front of me, man, I wish it was 8K. It's 1440p. I'm happy at that. I've been playing at 1080. I'm on a 1080p monitor for the last 5 years. That before I'm half of 4K, bruh. I got 2K.
Mm. Maybe I'm too old school, but I really don't give a shit about the whole 4K crap. I
No,
really
I don't.
don't.
I don't either. I like a 4K TV only if it's big. Because if you have like a 70-inch TV and it's a 1080p TV, the
Mhm.
image gets kind of blurry after a certain point. But like for people that play in front of a monitor, the difference is negligible. Yeah, Silver plays his games at 480p. Yeah, kind of. I mean, he
No,
plays on the
Jesus
Steam Deck. That's
Christ.
like what 900p.
800.
Yeah, it's 800p. So I mean, like, listen, he's got double 480. He's got,
Look,
but
I don't just play on my Steam Deck, alright?
yeah, I mean,
And
but
anything
listen,
I play, I don't really care about graphics. As long as I can see what I'm playing,
listen,
I'm fucking fine.
the
I don't give a
Steam
shit.
Deck is fine. The Steam Deck
Mhm.
is better than having a Switch at this point. Maybe a Switch 2 will be better, but a Steam Deck is way better than a Switch. The Switch, the
Mhm.
games don't drop in price. You don't have the Steam ecosystem you can buy out of. I mean, the Switch at this point is what 8 years old, and you
Mhm.
can like Believe me, having a Steam Deck is actually okay. You just if the screen's smaller, put it closer to your fucking face because it's in your hands. Doesn't matter.
Or if you really have to, just get a dock and then connect it to a bigger fucking TV.
But
Problem solved.
I also feel like we're at the point. I'm gonna interject one more thing and then let
Yeah,
Silver
no,
finish it
no,
up.
it's noise.
But no, I feel like we're at the point right now where I think Microsoft is not in the console market are being smart, but in the gaming market they're being incredibly smart. Like the Xbox, everything is an Xbox type thing that they're on. I think that's incredibly smart because more PC gamers are looking forward to their releases. When you have Doom and and Claire, you know,
Hmm.
Claire Obscure coming out on Game Pass, and you had, South of Midnight and everything else coming out. And then you got Gears at the end of the year this year, and you got all these games that people are really looking forward to. It doesn't matter where they fucking play them. If they play them on Steam and they're buying them from you, who cares? Right? If
Yeah.
they play it on
Exactly.
Game Pass and then decide, wow, shit, I love this game, and then buy it at a discount because they have Game Pass, they still own it, right? But you get that Game Pass discount. That's why the best thing about when games go off of the service, there's a discount before it comes
Hmm.
off Game Pass. You could just be like, hey, oh fuck, I don't want to lose this. Buy it at a discount. So this idea that I mean physical media is pretty much almost dead, right? So
Sadly.
so I feel like we're at the point with consoles that Nintendo is always going to be the outlier. They are going to never put their stuff on anything else. You're never going to find
Hmm.
Nintendo stuff on PlayStation, Nintendo stuff on Xbox or PC. I think they're just going to stay contained and they will die on that hill if they have to. PlayStation is like dipping their foot in the water. They're like, well, no, we're never going to do that. Well, we'll do it 2 years after. Well, a year after. Well, 6 months after. Oh, well, if it's live service, we'll do it day and date, but not our first party stuff. Well, maybe the remasters that we're putting out will put out day and date. Yeah, see, so they're almost to the same point as Microsoft because Microsoft is making plenty of money. All this like for all the complaints that people make about Microsoft, their console market is fucked, but their gaming service is doing extremely well. And I feel like if they actually come up with a good console and have a good lineup for the launch when they launch the next console, because they are still going to make one, then they probably wouldn't be dead in the water at this point. The problem is that they came out, they had nothing for a long time, and Sony just whooped their ass at the beginning of the console generation. And that put them in the point like this. But for gamers, which the people should actually care about, not the fucking corporations, because none of us are fucking paid by them. I don't work for them. If they're going to give you a
Hmm.
good deal and be like, hey, we're going to give you all these games on Game Pass. And if you don't want to play them on Game Pass, you can play them on your PC or wherever the fuck you want. And be like, wow, that is great. Maybe all companies should do that. And then you have some fucking weirdos that are like, now you like you need to keep it locked ecosystem and there needs to be exclusives so people have to buy your hardware. That idea is just bullshit at this point. So many people are on PC. Everybody who releases third party has now acknowledged that a lot of people buy stuff on PC. PC went from being this niche little audience to being like the majority of gamers at this point. I've, it's fucking wild to hear this argument that like a closed ecosystem is good for gaming or anything. Like,
It's not.
especially when they're going to start charging $80 on Microsoft or $80 on Nintendo. You realize how many more people are going to be like, "Wow, this game's only $30 on Steam," or this indie game's only 20, or this, AAA game is releasing at $80 on the Xbox, but it's only 70 on PC because I guarantee that's going to fucking happen. 90 different ones, you have to pay for all of them to play all the games they want. Well, then you only pick the one that's the best value. Dan, I absolutely agree with you. You will run into the let's replace cable with 9,000 streaming services that make you wish you had cable again. I agree with that argument 100%, Dan. But if you're a smart consumer, then you pick the one that gives you the best value for your dollar, right?
Yep. Yep. You remember, you are in charge of your own wallet. Then
If you're,
vote with your fucking wallet. Then
I mean, a lot of
it's
people
really
aren't.
not that hard.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are not smart with their money when it comes to their hobbies,
Oh
right?
no, no, we're all tempted by temptation.
Yeah,
It's a
but
human emotion. There's nothing we can do about it.
that's the
You know,
people that play free to play games because
resist.
they say they're free to play, but then spend $600 a month on microtransactions. You know.
Yeah,
But I'm saying,
yeah.
like, when companies offer you a service, it's their job to make it the best value for you. And if they're not, then you go to the one who is. If Netflix isn't good, especially since they raise the prices every fucking 6 months, and Hulu puts out a show that you like better, or Hulu offers you a better offer, you go to Hulu. You know, just like the same thing. If I'm an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, and all of a sudden PS Plus becomes the best value in gaming, guess what? I go over to PS Plus.
The problem with a lot of even though we shouldn't be talking about this because this is completely off topic, but problem with a lot of subscription services is they don't have everything that the other uh, services have. That's also a problem.
Well, yeah, but that's why I feel like that's a very good point, Silver. But that's why I feel like even if let's say PS Plus came to PC, I feel like because of the lack of games that they have and what they mostly rely on is their own stuff, like their older first party stuff as to be on that service, then Xbox would still be the best value, right? Because they're not just Xbox isn't just offering you their first party stuff on day one. They're reaching out to indie developers and then having their games come on their service day one.
Hmm.
So that's where competition would be great. But unfortunately, I don't think any other gaming company is going to try and compete. One, it requires money, and they would have to put a lot of money up front to build a library that would be as substantial as Xbox. Also, Xbox has spent the money. They bought Bethesda, they bought all these other publishers, and now they have all these IP that they can put on their service. So it'd be really hard. It's not like Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and stuff like that, because I feel like Xbox has so much uh, value in their service because of what they own that I don't think you're going to run into that same issue again because I don't unless you really want to play PlayStation games, that's the only way that you would go to PS Plus. Only unless you own a PlayStation console, obviously. But as a PC gamer, you could do either one if you wanted, but which one's inherently the better value? You can buy most of the PlayStation games available now on PC. I don't think there may be a couple exclusives left, like Bloodborne and I think the remake of Demon Souls, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think those are the only two PlayStation exclusives that exist anymore. Everything else has already came to PC. So I don't know. I'll just say
Yep.
yo ho.
Right on down. Right on down. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're referring to.
No, no. Listen, man. If games are all $80 everywhere, bro, I will put my pirate hat on and
Yep.
go wild in the seven seas. I don't give a shit.
Yep. And
Because
honestly, like, hey, well, guess what? It's gonna that's gonna end up becoming more prevalent. And then they're like, well, hey, you want to make more money? How about how about lowering prices but selling more? I mean, isn't that how it usually works?
I
The more
feel
you
like
sell, the more money you make. Not
that's.
the higher something is, the more you sell. No, it doesn't work like that.
I
The
feel
higher
like it.
something is, people want to buy it less,
I feel like the problem is
especially
that
those that are making a
Microsoft
ton of
raised their prices because they know that Sony's going to raise their prices. So at the end of the day, they're all just going to end up back at square one again.
money. Hmm.
Because
Yep.
Sony, yes, is being last to do it, but I'm the Sony, like I said, Sony can't eat that loss, right? Just like they couldn't eat the loss on Concord or anything else. Exactly, Dan.
Pretty much, Dan. Pretty much.
But Humble Choice is interesting. Humble Choice is a service that I've been signed up since day one. But the problem is that Humble Choice also relies on a lot of older games. And because of the field that I'm currently involved in, reviewing stuff and doing stuff like that, by the time that these games come to the service, most of the time I already own them. So it on a like giveaway standpoint, sure, it's a great value for me to give stuff to other people. But if I wasn't doing this or I wasn't giving them away, which pretty soon I won't be, I don't know if I'm going to stick with the service unless it gives me something that I actually don't already own. I mean, I
Hmm.
have to be honest with myself. My backlog is enough for me to just stop now and I'd play till I die. I have like almost 2,000 games in my Steam library. I think I could stop anytime. You cancel Humble because I already own all the games they gave me. Exactly, but canceling Humble Choice is kind of like doesn't matter, right? Because if they come out with a bundle next month that is worth it to you, you just restart up and then get the games and then cancel it again. It's not a big deal. I can only afford to let you keep games after canceling. Can they just choose not to? I mean, listen, Xbox Game Pass is like going to Blockbuster. If you kept the game from Blockbuster, they would charge you for the whole game. I know a lot of people don't remember, or you can do the same with Game Pass. Wait for the game you want to play, sign up, play it, cancel. Exactly. Exactly. That's a very good point, Dan. But I think if people are Humble Choice is different. Humble Choice is like, hey, here's this curated list of games. You give us the money and you can keep it. Game Pass is here's 500 games. You pay us a fee to play to do a rental service. You play whatever you want for the month, and if you cancel, the rental service ends. It's not Humble Choice and Game Pass are not the same at all. Humble Choice is a purchase plan. Game Pass is a uh, rent rent to try service or rent to beat and forget about it and go on to the next one. Or in my case. But man, I think we've exhausted this topic.
Yeah.
Man, I thought this was going to be
Oops.
like a 5 minutes that it was going to take. We ended up talking about that a lot more than I thought we did. But you know what? Like I said,
Yeah.
I've felt a lot better lately, so now I'm ready to my ramble again. Let's
Yep.
see. Sorry, but I feel like owning the game, but how things are these days, even though you're not sure if you own it. Yeah, Ubisoft will tell you that you do not own your games. Technically, if
Hmm.
you are getting the keys on Steam, you still don't own them. No, you don't own it on anything. You will own nothing and you will like it. That's all
Only on
these.
GOG. As long as you have that
Yeah,
download installer, you own the game.
yeah,
As far as
technically, because they're
as far as that's
DRM
concerned.
free. Anything with
Yep.
DRM though can be taken away from you.
Yep.
Closest to Humble Choice, the Microchip has his games with gold. In games with gold, they would always give you shit. Yeah,
Yep.
GOG is great, but unfortunately, their launcher does need work.
Well, some games that were on the gold were all right. Not all of them.
That's what
Some
I'm
of them.
saying. Though, but by the time it got to like the end phase of that, they were giving away some real clunkers. Like a lot of like the movie tie-in games from the 360 days that were like, how can we make this
Hmm.
Harry Potter game? You shoot stuff. Like,
Hmm. That's true, Dan. But so long as you're not a piece of shit online, and there's no proof of you being a piece of shit, if you are a piece of shit,
well, people
then
get
you're
hacked all
fine.
the time. If people get hacked all the time, though.
That's true, and that's why I'm just like that's why I avoid playing games with people I don't know.
Or
There you go. That's how
don't
you can
ever.
avoid that
Here,
completely.
you want to know the best way to keep your Steam safe? Don't click on any links in Discord sent by
Yes.
random fucking people.
Yes. Indeed.
Yeah, you
There
don't
you go.
even own it on Steam. Like Steam, literally,
Yep.
if you redeem a code, will tell you that you have purchased a license. You don't
Hmm.
own the game. You own a license to the game.
Hey, at least as far as I'm concerned, I doubt indie devs are gonna just be like, oh, you know what? You're not gonna play our game because that would be very fucking idiotic.
Well,
They can't afford to have a bad reputation,
unfortunately, with
after
so
all.
many games that are tied to online only, or or
Yep.
live service games that you're purchasing, even if they're not free to play, like Marathon that's coming up, or a lot of stuff like that. If that game
Yeah.
shuts down and you own it, you no longer own it because it shut down. That's the same
The
thing as
game,
like
the gameplay.
Draw brought up with The Crew. The Crew was a paid
Mm,
title. They shut down the servers and took the game away. When The Crew 2
Yep.
gets old enough, guess what? They're going to shut down the servers and they're going to take the game away. That's how it works. Like
Yep.
Ubisoft does not give a fuck if you if you want to keep your game, because if they take away the online requirement, people can just get everything they want for free in the game, because that would make it so you can play it offline and you can use cheat engine or anything else to just unlock everything and enjoy it. At that point though, I don't really know why the fuck they would care, because you're no longer collecting money from people because the game's no longer online. But obviously, they don't want people to have that type of fun with their game, so they'd rather just take it away. Yeah, I can still play Driver San Francisco, though. Yeah. But all right, I think we have definitely explored that topic pretty well. That was actually fun. I enjoyed that. That was therapeutic. Oh yeah, GTA 6 is delayed for anybody that actually gave a shit, because I haven't
Yep.
cared about GTA in a long time.
I don't care either, to be
All
honest.
right, Silver, you got to talk to them for a second. I have somebody knocking at my door.
No worries. Alright, lads. How was your day? And please, if you have anything to say or, rant about, please type in the chat. Yep. Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what? That actually does bring up something that they I think didn't Ubisoft actually have something like that in one of the Assassin's Creed games? They actually had an in-game fucking ad about one of their newer games.
Oh, a lot
I
of
was like, what
companies do
the
that now.
fuck was that shit? I was like, dude, what the fuck?
A lot of
That's
companies do
so
that now, though, right?
that's so fucking awkward. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
the first remake draw is going to be Black Flag. I was reading an
Well, you see,
article about that the other day.
that was actually one of their better games, honestly.
Yeah, if they only made their actual pirate game, Skull and Bones, anything like that, it'd probably be a lot more successful. Who would
It's
have
pathetic,
fucking
isn't it?
thunk it, right? If you make a good game,
It's right. It's pathetic, really. It really is.
well,
They thought that making Skull and Bones as
besides
it
Black
was
Flag,
a
well,
really good idea.
they have three remasters in the pipeline. The only one that we know they're making is Black Flag. The other two, we have no idea what it's going to be. It'll probably be something dumb like Odyssey or Valhalla, because remaking a newer game is a lot easier than remaking an older
Mm-hmm. That's why I like Night Dive.
Maybe we'll get a remake of Shadows.
That's why I really do like Night Dive, and I think more people should check out Night Dive as a dev, because they are bringing obscure and games from back in our yesteryears to back up to the forefront. Like Turok. Dude, who remembered Turok before they brought back the original trilogy
I
back when
remember
they did
the
those
I
beautiful
remember when they tried
remasters?
to reboot it and made a terrible fucking.
Don't remind me. That one was shit. I have
Yes, it
actually played
was.
it and it was garbage.
All right, so we're
Who
going to
thought
talk
that was a
about the
good idea?
games we're looking
Anyway,
forward to for May.
yep, my list is quite odd, but
Yeah,
short.
you had one of mine, so I took it off there.
I did. Oh,
So
well,
so
just one.
I'm just gonna do two of mine, one of yours until we run out. We'll go to the end. Um,
Better.
all right. So my first one is called Deep Cut.
Ooh,
Oh,
deep cut.
cuts.
And I do remember I have been seeing
So
that
my
game
first game
from
is actually a VR game.
oh.
Step into the world
Wait,
of movie
what?
magic at Lights Camera Action.
Well, that's
From the
unusual.
studio that brought you Bastard Town,
Well, I
Sick
figured
and
Mermich wasn't going to be here, so I had to
Festival.
cover the VR games.
And he said he was gonna have a list.
Legendary Alice Weber
Yeah, it's a physics-based action movie maker game.
Along with their co-founder,
Huh.
who is currently unavailable.
Yeah, he said he was still post the list.
Enjoy your
He
visit,
didn't.
and don't mind the mechanoids. They're
He
here.
lied again, guys. He lied.
The Murmich wouldn't take the collar off because his girlfriend told him not to.
Ouch.
I don't give a fuck.
Still, I'm very disappointed. Not that he actually said he promised to make the list or anything. Just the same.
But see, Silver, this is why I wish you still had a VR headset you could play with.
Oh, I do. It's just
Well, you'd love this.
Otherwise, I'd have to get MetaQuest to play VR games again. You know, because it's a wireless headset, and I wouldn't need a PC to play on. You know, it's not as great as everything would look, but you know, I don't care about the graphics as long as I can see what I'm playing. I'm fine with that.
Let the drinks flow to me, ale from the tap, the buzz.
All right, next one is called Free Ride.
It's a free ride.
So this is
Anyone who
a
gets that lyrical reference?
So this is a narrative RPG game that is secretly a personality test.
Huh. Well, that's something I wasn't expecting.
Oh, this is definitely the month of very oddball games.
Perhaps.
So yes, literally this game is about taking a personality test. Through all the actions that you do, you learn about your own personality. And there's dancing cats.
Of course, it's cats. Well, you can have surprise at that.
But yes, a very, very, very interesting game where you see Thomas the Tank Engine looking like it's on drugs. Hey, look at Doom the Dark Ages. I wonder if this is Silver's list.
Easy.
But you know what the best part is? It's only $70.
Even that's still a bit much, but hey.
I don't know, $70 for Doom. I could take that. It's a premium title.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but even with it being Doom, one of my favorite first-person shooter franchises, $70 is still fucking asking a lot. And I'm not from the US, and even I'm saying that's still fucking too much. But thankfully it's on Game Pass, so I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. See, we're rental boys. Rental boys. I don't give a fuck.
Yes,
Maybe-
I do have the other two Dooms, but I bought them for, you know, less than their full price. 'cause-
Will this be Silver's Game of the Month choice? Find out later. Because I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know
it
if
is.
I don't know if I can do that. Remember you said you can't. Well, you said at least try not to pick AAA games, or
Unless
you know,
it's
games that are
something you really
popular.
love. Right. Because I'm trying
Honestly,
to.
yeah, you really don't pick that.
Unless it's something I really love. Like Split Fiction, I picked, right? So you can
Yeah, that
pick
was
it if
that
you
was
want,
that was
right?
that was hands down a great game though. So.
Oh, Silver, while I'm going through this list, if you have a chance, could you check and see who won last month?
Aha, yes, good point.
Okay, so the next game is
Let's
called
have a look.
Shotgun Cop Man.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that.
And who's this from? The
well,
people that made, the guy who made My Friend Pedro, which is one of my favorite fucking indie games ever.
and published by New Blood, right?
Yep. No, Digital Devolver.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit. My bad. Alright, let's have a look. See.
I am legitimately going to buy this game to play it. Only because I love the movement mechanics with the shotgun. Like, you're literally shooting to move in the game. And because this guy makes excellent stuff for a very cheap price. I think it's like $9 for this game right now.
Yeah, I've see the gameplay of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll
Something
play
cut,
that.
man. Where you hunt down Satan and he tells you to fuck off. Well, that's literally the story of
Like,
the game.
and I'm like, that's amusing. I could dig it. All right,
Alright.
let's see.
So my next
Ooh,
one
ouch.
is literally called LAN Party. It is a free-to-play game, but they delayed it. Fuck, I guess that doesn't count now. Well, fuck, they
Wow.
pushed it back. What is it now? It's not for speculation. The bright side. Oh, now it's May 22nd. You bastard. Well, then technically it's
Alright,
still in May. What the fuck? Okay, well, fuck it. It's still in May. Whatever.
Alright. Well, I'm not surprised that Club Obscure won the day yet. With a very positive at 28,825 reviews. And my game's last place with only 3 reviews there. Of that, Warside mixed with 293 if I recall, and second place is Portal Fantasy. Mostly positive. Although I suppose,
Which I'm going to be playing that game tomorrow.
is it based on more reviews, or is it based on the rating?
The rating.
Alright, so it's first place Club Obscure, so that's UTM. Second place Portal Fantasy. Third place Warside as Rays, and fourth place Devil's Derby.
Nice. So what LAN Party is? I know I showed the trailer and I was waiting for Silver to finish. What LAN Party is basically a gaming hub that you and your friends can hang out in, and if you have clips saved on your computer, you can literally project them on a projector in this hub, and your friends and everybody can hang out and watch your own gaming clips together. I think it's a pretty cool idea. I don't know how many people are actually going to use this, but there's cool mini games that you can play together. It's literally a social interaction hub that's just between you and your friends, and you can play mini games and show off clips and hang out together. There's even a movie player built in where you can actually watch movies together on the screen that is here. So I thought it was a pretty unique idea. It comes out May 22nd. That's what it says on the update. So at least it still comes out this month. All right. So Silver's next game is called Glum. That sounds like a silver title right there. Glum.
I know, right? It reminds me of Gloom, which was basically like a Doom ripoff. In case you guys have never heard of it. But yeah, basically a ripoff. Very obscure game to be sure. Yeah. I've seen some weird games in my time.
This almost looks like it could be your joke game, Silver. It could have been your joke game.
I mean, hey, there's still time to say, oh look, guys, it's actually my joke game.
I mean, look at it.
I know, right?
Hey, it's like Angerfoot, the RPG at this point.
Oh, you just wait. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, oh yeah, this is it. Yeah, first person booter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not a shooter. Booter.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You get a follow for that one. There you go. That's good.
Hey,
All right,
it's been a while.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
been a
right?
while.
Oh, he always complains I don't like his games. When I do, he's like, "Whoa, what do you mean?" All right,
No,
so
no, it is literally been about a year since this has happened.
all right, so this is another one of those old school action adventure titles. This one's called Captain Blood.
Captain.
1,000 gold coins.
It is a
What a title.
pirate-themed action adventure game.
Don't do it for England. Do it for good.
And you get to like fight on the ship. It's already better than Skull and Bones.
You would get to raid a ship.
I fucking hate Skull and Bones. Sorry.
Hey,
Make friends.
it doesn't. It isn't really a pirate game, to be honest.
Toy ships?
It isn't.
It's a
Because it's not
sailing
doing what a
game.
pirate game should do.
Historically accurate
Yeah,
cannon
pretty much.
It's a sailing game with extra steps.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
that was lost
And
in
some very
sea
like
for years.
mobile fucking game mechanics and shit. It's very
Blood.
off-putting.
Oh, and your
Captain
villains who
You
Captain
may just
Flood is
play
also a
Scuba.
dare drop game as well, so I'll be definitely be playing it.
He didn't make his place Skull and Bones.
I know. I'm very happy that I decided not to do that to you guys.
All right.
All right, next game is
Yeah.
gonna surprise nobody. How about Among Us 3D?
Ah, yes.
We are getting an actual 3D Among Us game.
Yep. And it's gonna be a lot harder than the original because everything's in the first-person view. And honestly, I think this version of the game would be better than the original, in my personal opinion, because
Yeah.
you know, having like like bird's eye view it makes the game too easy. If you get my meaning.
Plus, the kills will be way better in first person.
And to be honest, in this kind of perspective, it makes the game feel more challenging, even though it doesn't really need to be, considering what it is.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. As long as it isn't too much money, I will probably pick it up. I mean, it comes out in what, 3 days? All right.
It'll be more fun to play, in my opinion, but who knows?
Now, if you can get everybody to actually play it, you know, that's another story.
That's true.
The Fortress of Dr. Radikai.
Indeed, what a title.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around that one.
I believe that's the Metroidvania game that I actually picked up. I think that's the one, isn't it?
The world teeters on the brink of destruction. An unknown blackmailer vows to wreak atomic destruction on a global scale unless $1 billion is deposited to his...
$1 billion? Holy shit.
Soon, unquote. Unable to raise the money in a timely fashion, an anxious world trembles. The maniac must be stopped, and only you have the balls and the bat to do it. You, Special Agent Mac Banner. Experts believe the blackmailer may be Dr. Nico Radiaki, a household appliance magnate who dabbles in nuclear physics in his spare time. Radioactive waste has been detected leaking into the ocean.
What in the
on an
fuck,
island owned by
Silver?
Dr. Radiaki.
Fuck
You
is
must know
this?
that Dr. Radiaki...
Okay. Once I get out of the trailer and actually see what the game looks like, never
Oh.
mind. Totally get it. Totally get
Oh
it.
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. Oh, this isn't that game that I was speaking about. It's something else. Yeah,
it.
I would have said something, but yeah.
This looks
Ah,
straight
it's-
up like Wolfenstein 3D, but with a
Or something even. Well, actually,
is horribly deformed
actually, no,
with
you're
the
right.
top-
Yeah, it was something maybe a little tiny bit older than that.
what's
Like
that?
Killing Time or something in the 90s.
Yeah,
something like the
yeah.
mid-
But like
90s.
very early, like
Yep.
the original Marathon.
Oh yeah. That's true. Good point.
Yeah, people don't remember. That's actually they're literally banking on an IP that they're resurrecting to make a game that is nothing like the original in 2025.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, it was foolish of them in my opinion, but then again, because of Sony's mandate to make fucking live services, that's why they probably had to do it.
Yeah, but like, why that IP? Like, why? Is it just the only one they own now, or what? Like, that's ridiculous. You
That
might-
is a great question. I
You'd
don't
been
know.
better off just
I-
making a Destiny extraction shooter at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
Maybe
save that
that-
for another time, but that's just, I just thought it was weird that
Yeah.
they're trying to do that with that franchise. All right, so this is
Yeah.
Deck of Haunts, which is literally a deck building game, but with a twist that I actually found quite intriguing. You're literally playing as a haunted house, and the cards that you use are to terrorize the people that are inside the house and to try and get them to leave.
How refreshing.
Yeah.
We're
So like
the actual obstruction
exactly.
to, to the trespassers.
We are the haunted house. So we are trying to scare and torment everybody.
It reminds
Or
me
kill
of,
them. Kill them's opponents.
it reminds me of good old Dungeon Keeper, except we're an entire fucking structure.
Yeah, we are pretty much.
We have the power.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good one. I don't pick too many
Yeah,
card games
definitely.
anymore because man, just like roguelikes, everybody's making them, so kind of
Yeah.
getting burnt out on it. What will
Mhm.
be the next
try to
genre
keep
that is
the-
oversaturated? Find out next time.
Boomer shooter. Boomer shooters.
Probably.
I can already see it coming.
What, with Painkiller? All right. So
more than just that, but yeah.
all right. So welcome to Survival Machine, which is literally a 4-person co-op open world survival game where you build your own giant survival machine. And you have to like customize it and upgrade it so you can survive the hordes of zombies that attack you at night. And you can go on adventures together, but you literally create this giant, like, steam-powered machine.
Fortress.
Yeah,
Walking
fortress
fortress
of your own. Yeah. With you and your friends. I thought this looked pretty cool as like a great party game to play with other people. Too bad I don't have any friends anymore. I'm kidding, Silver. Stop. But before you say anything, it's okay. Too bad it's very hard for me to play games with my friends anymore. Because time zones, as Silver would say.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But yeah, something like this would be really fun to play with other people.
Yes, it would.
All right,
I mean,
and
why
so
not?
isn't one of the games on Silver's list that we're going to talk about later that we both had. Silver's next game is called Chambers. Now, which Chambers is it? I'm hoping this one. Yes, it's this one. Okay.
Yep. Oh, for fuck's sake! Of course, there's another Chambers.
Yeah, there is. I figured with a title like that, there would be more than one. New Splinter Cell would be cool. I agree. They would have to do it right, and I really don't trust Ubisoft to do anything right at this time.
Yep. No, they tried. Apparently, they're planning to remaster or remake Splinter Cell, or at least they actually know. They cancelled it. Never mind.
No,
They
the only
cancelled
thing
Splinter Cell
that
remake, I think.
I think the only thing they're working on remake-wise, like publicly right now, is they're still working on the Prince of Persia one. That's been in development forever.
Right. I think people have like completely forgotten they're working on that actually.
Yeah. No, I've got Silver in charge of chat, so if he's ignoring your messages, just beat him up. It's fine.
No, I'm not.
No, I said if he is. I didn't say you were. How am I supposed to tell? I can't read it, Silver. I looked over for a second. All right, so here's one that I'm not so sure about, but it might be a lot of fun. This is Sonic's foray into like Mario Party. So we're actually getting a new Sonic game this month, which is Sonic Rumble.
I've heard about that.
So it's free to play, and it's a 32-player like party game.
Actually
battle.
got delayed. Coming soon.
Oh, were you
got
serious?
Come
on.
You see what I mean, Tim? You're not the only one that has a game that has done that to us. Yeah. Of course. Fuck's sake. Happens to everybody, Tim. Don't worry about it. It's happened to much more, though, as far as I remember. Poor Memich. He's had like happened to him.
Fucking
several times.
bastard. All right, never mind. We'll move on next one. I only made this list like 4 days ago. That's why I was so blown away by it. All right.
And
So
that's why I make my list last.
I
Last
don't have
notice.
time to do that. I gotta work, man. But
I know, man.
all right,
I
so
know.
the next game is Yes Your Grace Snowfall, which is Yes Your Grace 2. Yes Your Grace was a great indie kingdom management game, so I feel like the sequel is just going to be better than the first one in most cases. And it was really good. I love it. It's more like deep methodical like Game of Thrones type shit. More of not so much of the action, but more of like the betrayal and
The political intrigue.
yes, very much so. And
The
plus you
conflicts between factions.
oh no, you're dead. How awful. I'm the queen now. Like, you know, like and then long live the queen, and then you're trying to basically find people to make your bloodline more powerful, so on and so forth. Yeah, I don't mind strategy management RPG games like this, because it will definitely hold my interest long term. All right, the next one I'm really excited about, The Midnight Walk, which is from the people that made Lost in Random, which is one of the better EA originals, besides, you know, obviously, the one dev team that just can't fuck anything up. But yes, this is a claymation, stop-motion, animated action-adventure title that has VR modes and non-VR modes, so... If you like that atmospheric horror vibe, like Silver does, he might want to check this out.
The Midnight Walk. Yeah.
Yeah, almost very, very much like a Tim Burton vibe to it.
Reminds me of Clive Barker's Undying.
Yeah, it's cool shit. Okay.
Yeah, why not? I'll give that a follow.
Yay, did it. All right. Next one from Silver is called Winter Clothing, which I was like, Silver's gonna start like checking out clothing simulators, but no, that's not what it is.
No. Oh no. I know. I like games that have deceptive names. That have nothing to do with the actual game itself, or you know, that kind of thing. I like that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I just do. It's a horror game. In case you guys didn't know me by now.
Well, they did give up
Because of
on Prince of
course.
Persia. Prince of Persia is now Assassin's Creed. That's where it came from, Draw. Well, feel free. If you want to make art of that game, Draw, go the hell ahead.
Yep.
Any art you make of that would be great. So don't worry, I'm going to try and read the chat in between, because I got my list written down on paper, and Silver's is the only one that I'm reading off my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely sorry to him that I'm not reading the chat as I should be.
No, it's okay.
Apologies.
It's okay.
Because I have it right there. I
It's
have no
my-
excuse.
It's my job. All right.
Yeah,
Next.
well, I suppose, but yeah, you don't have to be the only one reading the chat. I am here too.
Next game on my list is Creature Keeper. So basically, Pokemon, but way more action oriented. Or how do I put it? Kind of like a mixture of Pokemon and Secret of Mana, like an actual action RPG game. And I'm a sucker for these retro action RPG games, like 100%. I was so mad when I found out like someone mistranslated and said they were making a Chrono Trigger remake or remaster the other day, and I was like, don't give me hope, and then they didn't. Then I was just a mistranslation. I was like, fuck.
Fucking bastards.
The one game I'd actually want them to remake, they won't do it. Or remaster, I'm sorry. I don't want to remake because they'll fuck it all up, but...
Sorry to bring up Sorry to be a bearer of bad news, but did you hear that Titanfall 3 was cancelled?
Wait, what?
Titanfall 3, apparently.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. EA's gonna
they
EA.
were actually, yeah, apparently they actually were making or were considering a 3, but no.
Oh yeah, and then they
Not
were making a
anymore.
Titanfall extraction shooter that they canceled as well, and now they're only gonna work on Apex and Star Wars. Yay! More games I won't play.
Thanks EA for making it an easy choice to avoid your games. Thanks.
Well, I get why they do it because they're popular IP, but goddamn, you gotta do something else besides just the same two properties. All right, so welcome to Revenge of the Savage Planet, which I mentioned earlier is going to be one of the games that I'm going to be playing for review this month.
No job and no plan. But don't panic. While they may have tossed you aside like so much garbage, worry
The only difference, the main difference between this one and the first game is this one's in a third-person perspective, and the first one was in a first-person perspective.
You can create tools such as the goo cannon from Sapu. Smother creatures in viscous green goo to make them.
Oh, yeah, and this game's all about taking the piss on capitalism, so.
Or use your lasso
Oh
to
yeah.
catch them.
The first game had some hilarious,
Research conducted will unlock more
hilarious antics to it.
The harm to the creature will be minimal.
Yeah, so you guys want to hear the backstory of this game real quick. The first game came out. The studio got purchased by Google to make games for Stadia. Stadia shit the bed. They reformed and created a new studio under a different name, obviously, and then bought the IP back and then made the sequel.
That's actually quite the funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
if you look at the
Wow.
names of the developers and stuff on the first game, completely different, but completely same studio.
Funny.
Some critters to keep
But hey,
And
I'm
it-
glad they got their IP back.
And it definitely helps with making fun of capitalism when you got tossed around by Google.
Oh yeah.
so you can grapple launch yourself to new
One of the
heights.
biggest pricks of the game, I suppose.
Kick a few critters into the air while you and your buddy pick them off with a brand new Griffin Splunker pacifier pistol.
Griffin Splunker Pacifier.
The kindred
But yes, I'm very excited for this game if you can't tell.
You have the imagination, and let's face it, you
And there's grappling hooks, so I know Ray will play it. It's fine. All right, so this is
Let
the
us play
game
it,
that
play
me and Silver both had on our list, which is Rail Gods of Hysteria.
Mm.
So this is
Oh
a
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, you
Is
can
that
talk.
is that the Oh no, it isn't that one yet. Or did you already mention that one?
What?
It's like a Metroidvania kind of game.
No, this is
further down the list.
Railguards of
Yeah.
Hysteria is literally a. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, like Chrome locked up for a second. I don't know why. But it's a 1 to 5 player co-op Lovecraftian adventure game with base building, crafting, survival, and action. And
That's what piqued my interest, yeah.
yeah, you gotta have 5 players. So this is an excuse for Murmurs to make me play a game with Jen.
Same thing with Sketchies.
Yeah,
Mind.
so that way, see, he can regrettably make me play games with his girlfriend, and then instantly regret it the minute he does.
And Repo 2, that's 6 player.
That's
Is
true.
that too?
Yeah, Jess and TJ want to try that, so I might end up having to buy them.
Ooh,
'cause-
really?
Yeah, they like it.
I actually wasn't expecting Jess to be interested in Repo. I mean, yes, it's a very silly game, but it
Yeah,
also
I-
does
I-
have horror elements, and I'm pretty
I-
sure
I-
Jen,
I
Jess
think
does not like horror.
that's why she likes it though. It's silly horror, right? Instead of
Mm.
like, insanely, serious and demented horror. It's more of like playful,
Yep.
In their dark powers
Ah.
lies the key to
That's something I did not know.
Lead the resistance against the
Yeah,
greater.
she's getting back into playing games. She just finished Final Fantasy 15. Her first time finishing a game in God knows how long.
Nice. Congratulations. Always feels good when you finish a game in it.
All right, but yeah, that one looks. Actually, I do have a code request in for 5 keys for that game, so we'll see what happens with that,
Nice.
Silver.
Alright,
Because
cool.
because you know, instead of just using websites, I've learned to just use Twitter as my key request hub sometimes. All right, so for people like Stardew, there you go, Draw. Welcome to Pixelshire.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I actually was looking forward to that, but the fucking name slipped from my mind. Can't believe I fucking missed that one. Shit.
There you go, Draw. Look at you got your cozy vibes.
Oh man. I wish I didn't miss that one.
Don't worry, at least I
Pretty
got
sure
it.
that was actually on my list, yeah.
See, Draw's like,
Good
yeah,
find.
it looks cute.
That's something that Murmich would say. There you go, Murmich is still with us in spirit.
Yeah. We gotta get the cute games. We haven't found a walking simulator for Murmich this month yet.
Of course, there's always gotta be one, isn't it?
A friend of mine told me about this. Great Pixel. It looks like more an JRPG. It's a build a town and grow your community in a unique RPG sandbox, which is life sim, town building, exploration, and combat. So it's kind of like Stardew, but not exactly.
A hybrid, so to speak.
But yeah, I think this game's only going to be $16.99. It already has its price out, so that's. I should tell Deborah about it. My daughter will play the shit out of this because she has like what 400 hours in Stardew Valley. Yeah. All right, so here's my big old retro feel game of the month. It's called Wings of Endless. So sometimes I just want to, you know, have that retro feel, kind of like Super Nintendo, N64 type, you know, pixel art type game. So it's an action platformer that is very reminiscent of like the Super Nintendo days. But it's just immediately caught my eye because it looks visually stunning and it has a lot of different. It has 4 different characters that you play as throughout the campaign. And it has a lot of cool movement mechanics and different specials and stuff. And it looks like they literally took a very long time to work on just the artwork in the game. Come on, platforming, guys. We already talked about it with South of Midnight. It's fucking platforming. I'm gonna play it. Even if it's murderously difficult and it takes me 8 hours like Celeste, I will totally play it. I may hate myself by the end, but I'll play it. Okay. Let's see. Silver's next one is called Undivine. Once I was a god.
Now I'm not.
Now I'm dead. Game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
Give me $70. 80 starting in December. I am Microsoft.
Going hard on that, aren't we?
Fucking hate it. It's called the rich getting richer while the poor get poorer.
Yep. Capitalism.
Well, believe me, there's a lot worse things than capitalism, so I'm not gonna really shit on that one. More like greed. Capitalism is the least of my fucking worries. I know that capitalism feeds into greed, but there's also way worse ways to handle things.
That's true.
All right, the next one is The Precinct. Who wants to play as a cop?
Mm.
Nobody? All right.
I say,
No,
it
this-
reminds me of.
Yeah,
let's
this
see
is-
what time.
This is very much in like lieu of the old school Grand Theft Auto games,
Ah.
like Grand Theft Auto 2 in particular.
Yep, I've played that, and I actually own a PS1 copy of that. Still got it in my little disc
Fun
box.
side note: my daughter made a joke about graduating before GTA 6 today. I thought that was pretty funny.
Everyone's fucking piggybacking. on
No,
that
she
joke.
she was
I'm
like,
uh,
"Dad, if it gets delayed again, I'll graduate before GTA 6." And I'm like, "Fuck."
I'm like,
God."
well, I mean, I'm like, well, if you graduate before May next year,
No,
then
it's probably-
yeah.
No, she's like, it's probably gonna get delayed again, isn't it? I'm like, probably. It's
I don't
Rockstar.
know.
You made it
They've got-
home. Oh my God, my wife's here.
Welcome back, Jess. Glad to see you safe and sound. No, really.
There's your. Got your headset waiting for you, Jess, too.
She's like, I can fucking hear shit again.
We're playing the game tonight.
Here to talk you through your beat as the
You don't remember?
PCPD's newest
Yeah, you don't
recruit.
remember it's Saturday?
Welcome to the Rotten Apple. Your piece
Yeah.
work starts on the ground. Everything from parking.
No,
boxes
no,
to
It's
no.
okay. It's okay.
I need my coffee. Where's my coffee?
So you never know what the day will bring.
Okay, cool. I need
It's
like. Do they
okay.
sell an
Your
extra,
police
extra,
work is
extra
best way
large
to patrol
coffee?
the city. Be ready to hit the
Jesus
streets on foot
Christ.
if things get loud.
That'd be a
Extra,
reverse
extra,
coffee. That'd be an enema.
When you've caught them, you need to follow
Fucking
a
hell,
procedure
Tim.
to make
No,
sure
she
you
was like, if I
handle the
shove this can
interaction
up your
appropriately.
ass, what's that
It could
instead
be
of
a
an
good
enema?
citizen who made an honest mistake.
But okay,
Nasty.
back on track now. Back on track. Okay, yes, the precinct seems like a good hybrid of like old school GTA and good like actual investigation. So you can't just be like a terrible cop and go around shooting people. Only modern cops can do that.
Ouch.
Body cams don't stop
Ooh.
nobody. Let's see.
Evidently not.
Next one is Capcom Fighting Collection 2. And you should all play this for one game, and that's called Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Yes.
If that's not a classic, I don't know what is.
Yeah, Power Stone's one of my favorite old school fighting games. And it is included in the Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, listen, Capcom made me happy. They released Marvel vs. Capcom on PC finally after a bajillion years.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. When was the last fighting game you played? Probably Tekken, right?
The last fighting game I played?
Yeah, like you own
I-
a Soul Calibur 6, right?
Yes. I honestly, excluding wrestling. Oh,
I have
shit,
Power Stone 2. Power Stone is so good, guys. Don't sleep on Power Stone. A lot of people don't even know about Power Stone. Power Stone is fucking incredible. And I'm glad
Are we
it's getting...
including-
What's that?
Oh, sorry, go on. I was gonna say, are we including demos? Does that count?
What, of playing Power Stone?
Fighting
Or
games.
fighting
games.
Yeah, demos count.
Then yeah, it was Street Fighter 6. That's the last fighting game I played.
Well, I own
Demo
Street
wise.
Fighter 6 by accident, but I actually enjoy playing it. Me and my son played it. I whooped his ass 12 times, and he says he's never playing it again. No, dude, he's only used to like Mortal Kombat. I played him in Street Fighter and just destroyed him. Destroyed him.
But that damaged his self-esteem.
No, I'm not mean about it. I'm just trying to help him, and he keeps doing like the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah,
Expecting
he
to do-
reminds. Yeah, he reminds me of a friend of mine that would spam.
Yeah, like, you
Like,
know how
play,
kids' first inclination is just be like, "Da-da-da-da-da-da," just button mash. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, button mash. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
When I got Ryu just like kicking his fucking head off his shoulders, yeah, it doesn't work. So what's this? This is a strategy game with puzzle elements. Oh god, it's a Ray game. Just kidding. The minute you mention puzzle, it's automatically a fucking Ray game. Silver's in love with like giant ants. That's not an ant.
Excuse me.
Giant worms.
Anoxia.
This looks
Yeah,
like something
Anoxia.
out of like Tremors.
Yeah, well, sometimes I like games that aren't something I play normally.
That's true. Next game for me is Nitro Express. This is like very old school arcade style, where you play as cute anime girls. I wonder what the draw of the game is, everybody. Play as cute anime girls.
Gee, I wonder what that is.
But I like the fact that it's a good shooter with 360 aiming, which is so rare for a retro shooter.
Right? Very.
Almost reminds me a lot of the cartoon shooters you'd play in the arcades back when I was a kid. Which makes a lot of sense considering it's published by Playism, which they publish a lot of the retro arcadey style games. A lot.
Yeah, retro games are great. They're part of our nostalgic childhood, and then some.
See, sorry if I offend everybody, but I really don't care about the pixel, art anime girls. I really don't. Not my thing. Not my thing. Next one is Hotel Architect.
Ah,
Yeah, how do you feel about step into the chaotic role of a hotel owner?
Hey there, hoteliers. I'm Anita.
I would be so good at this, right?
Productions, and I've got some exciting news to share. Hotel Architect is officially opening its doors to early access.
So basically, this is a hotel version of like SimCity, because you're just gonna build a hotel, and then a whole bunch of calamities are gonna befall the whole thing, and
You'll be the boss, the brains,
you're gonna see if you can handle it.
every room in your own hotel empire.
Fun
Can
fact.
you or will you fail?
Fun fact, I would probably fail immensely.
Design everything from
I'd still
drinking
be
rooms to luxury spas,
intrigued
conference rooms,
to
and
see
more.
how you would manage.
Oh, God. Really? You want to see that? Sure. Okay. I mean,
Wow.
I guess people like to see other people suffer. That's fine. Well, my inhabitants would suffer before anybody else. That's fair. Everybody in the hotel would just be like, "Jump out the window! It's safer this way."
Ouch. Have you no faith? Is that no?
No, not
Should
really. I was gonna say, should anybody really have faith?
Because you gotta have faith. And then in quotations, not really.
Yeah, I know. Like, really? You're really gonna trust me, guys?
Like, come on, I'm your hotel manager, not some lifesaver.
You guys
Fucking hell.
have seen the clips. Silver does not trust me a goddamn bit, and there's a good reason for that.
Oh, especially when it comes to helicopters.
I mean, listen. Do.
You know what you fucking did. I don't give a shit if this was like 5 or 6 years ago. You know what you fucking did. Anyway, that's neither here or there.
Is a
I still have faith in
cooperative,
that.
collaborative horror game.
Yep, dude, I find these games all over the place. It's just that, I don't pick all of them. I just pick the ones that seem interesting to me, and that might seem interesting to play as a group. Like I wanted to play Remnant Records or Project Unknown with you guys. See, I have more suggestions than you think. It's
I
just
just
that
wi-
you know
I just
everyone's
wish
gonna
I-
own the game. Thankfully,
I-
they're not like $30 or $50. They're cheaper than that.
Yeah,
the
that's
games
why.
aren't
That's usually why
expensive.
we find indie games to play together. Cause goddamn.
Yep.
Hey, does
Yep.
anybody who
'Cause
have
they're
300?
actually.
Does anyone have $300 so we can play this game together? Right?
Right.
Like fucking hell.
Ugh. Jesus Christ.
Hey guys, good news! I sold my kidney so we can play this game together on stream. That's awesome.
Yay! Yay!
Right?
Now I feel bad. You had to make a literal freaking organ sacrifice to buy a fucking game.
And then the game's no
That-
good. Well, shit.
Ugh.
I guess I'll
That's
go
even
buy back my
worse.
kidney. Let's refund.
Then at least you have 2 hours to refund.
Yeah. At 1 hour 59, I'm like, this
Ouch.
wasn't worth my kidney. Yeah,
And
it's
you
very much
think
like
I'm
2
joking,
Point
I'm
Hospital.
not. It was. Definitely.
I bought by accident, as in I bought it for a draw for Secret Santa, and I couldn't give it to him because it was region locked. That's how I got Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll buy this for draw, and then the draw's like, it doesn't work. Well, fuck. But yeah, this is
God
definitely
damn it.
one of the games I know I'm playing with somebody this month. Me and Mario are going to be playing Roadcraft together. Hey, listen, there's going to be a lot of cooperative streams this month because, geez, in the next 14 days I have to play 4 co-op games, which is going to be fun. Silver hasn't even told me which one he's willing to play yet. I brought it up to him a week ago.
Yes. That's true. And because of me finishing, was it Veilguard or was it something else? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Veilguard
oh,
because
yeah,
you didn't want to fail your bet again. But
That's
yeah,
right.
but remember I showed you on Monday the games that we were supposed to pick one. So like Manico 2 or whatever. So we'll have to get together afterwards about that. But this next game is JDM, which is Japanese Drift Master, which is a game I played the demo of I think 3 years ago. I've been talking to the dev for it for a long time. They've been working the hell out of it. This is a full like cinematic like storytelling experience along with crazy realistic drifting, because you're literally a Japanese drifter, but there's a whole story mode built around it. So instead of just being like, I race people 400 times, I win, there's actually like a full-on story mode. All right. Lab.
What's up, Tim?
No, I'm just
Did I type out that game title again? Did I do that wrong?
no. I
fuck.
hit a space. It's fine.
Ah.
Labyrinth of the Demon King. There you go. So I got it.
There we go.
I accidentally hit the space bar and I was like, why didn't it work? Well, when it's called Labyrinth, you know, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Nay.
Hey, we're almost to the end of the list, everybody. Almost. Then I'm gonna take.
Dan asked if that game's story was like Fast and Furious 4. If the story was like that.
Oh, you mean like Tokyo Drift? That makes sense. I don't know what the
Fast and
story
Furious
is.
3.
But technically you're correct. Technically you're correct, Silver. Tokyo Drift was 3. Because it goes
I thought so.
The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, The Fast and the Furious, and then all the other ones after that.
Yeah, I really wish they didn't fucking go with that kind of freaking naming of the movies because it was confusing a little.
That's it. Movie marathon, everybody. We're watching every
No.
every Fast and the Furious
No.
film. You
No.
can see where the
No.
actual franchise fell off a fucking cliff.
I only
think it was
watched the
that-
first three. I didn't care about the rest.
I think it was 4. After 4. 4 was actually all right. But like after that, the whole franchise just went into batshit insane mode. It became like
Yeah,
a Michael Bay film.
Ooh,
All right,
ouch.
So here's the game that is my pick of the month, and you know what it is? Monster Train 2 drops this month.
Nice. It fell off the cliff in pre-production.
Yeah. Too fast,
Good
too
one, Dan.
furious. Too much for
Fell
y'all,
too
man.
It fell too far off the cliff. More like it.
Yeah. Like, I'm
Ouch.
sorry. Letty's like 60 years old now. She's not hot anymore. Finn, just let the gut hang. It's time to hang it up, man. That franchise has been going on since I was like a teenager. And I'm 42 years old now. Come on.
Damn. What a way to make yourself feel fucking old, man.
Dude, the
I was
first
like, oh,
Fast
yeah,
and
I
Furious
was in-
movie came... The first
Oh yeah.
Fast and Furious movie came out when? 1999? 1998?
Oh. No. No fucking way. Somebody look this up. I remember. You know what? Funny story. I remember when we actually watched Tokyo Drift in cinema when I was in school. I shit you not. We went. So I
Let's
think it was
see.
in, like in an English class.
2001.
Wow. Wow. 24 years ago.
So yeah, by the time that the
Shit,
last
dude, I
film
was in-
comes out in the franchise, which is I
Wow.
think next year.
That was the year I entered secondary school. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah. Fast 10
Wow.
Part 2 is coming out June of 2026.
Wow. Fucking hell, man.
Wow.
I don't know, Dan. I'd consider it a coincidence.
Monster Train 2, I'm extremely excited for because the first game was fantastic. I'm sorry I keep getting sidetracked this stream, but we're having fun, so
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no there's no Ray to keep us in check.
You know what? I figured it out. Vin Diesel caused 9/11. We figured it out. That's why Paul Walker had to die.
Oh my God! Wow. Wow, we're really dropping the nuke, tactical nuke in the fucking hole, aren't we?
That's when I guess people like me when I'm in a bad mood better. Yeah,
I
Paul
guess
Walker knew too
so.
much. That's what I'm saying. He knew about 9/11. We had to kill him.
Oh my God! Oh my God, guys! Wow. You know, I'm not gonna add to that.
This game is called Trident's Tale.
Trident's Tale?
Yep.
What a name. What a tale.
It's another pirate game.
Another one.
Yeah. Another one. We the
As
best.
the saying goes. Where to go?
No, but honestly, I'm kind of happy to see actual pirate games come out. Not Skull and microtransactions.
Not skull and microtransactions.
Dude! Like, I'm happy that... Okay, am I happy for the people that paid for the game that they actually get, like, they're actually in year 2 of content for Skull and Bones? Yes, I am. But goddamn, that game was just no fun whatsoever.
Agreed.
How can you make a pirate game that took you like 8 years to make and come out to be the most bland, generic fucking thing ever? Hey, listen, we got a pirate game. What should we do, guys? All right, pirate game. How do we make it unique? No ship combat. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, guys. We got it.
Yeah, no pirate raids. No, no onboarding. No
Fuck it,
boarding.
Taiwan's
Like,
paying for it. Doesn't matter.
no, I was actually
What was it? Some country, right?
I
Hong
think it
Kong.
was no, it had nothing to do with China. It was a European country. I can't remember which one. I think it was Sweden.
Well, somebody was footing the bill for that, and that's why they had to finish the game.
I'm pretty sure it was the Sweden. Yeah, it was Sweden, I think. But someone double check to make sure I'm not just talking out my arse here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, who paid
I
for
remember-
Skull and Bones to come out looking like shit?
Remember to keep chatting, people. You know what happens if you don't.
For
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna remind you what happens if you don't, because if you're not paying attention, it's your own fucking fault, innit? You don't need to be reminded. You got brains. Use them.
That's not good.
What?
I don't
What's
want.
not
I don't
good?
want people with brains.
You don't? Oh, okay,
No.
cool.
So, the Singapore
Oh.
government.
Oh, Singaporean. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So, Skull and Bones
Um,
cost. Skull and Bones ended up costing $850 million to make. Almost
fucking
$1
joking.
billion.
You're fucking joking.
We're only gonna
You-
play
you-
for
no,
like an hour.
no. You're joking.
Make you a sleep
can't
and I
be.
not wake you up.
Well, and Dad and Neox, actually no, this game is single player. Tim provided me with a demo, I think, of this game,
Yeah.
a pre-release build, and it's basically it's more narrative than and puzzle-like than
So it's then
than
Phasmo,
Phasmo
right?
is, even though
Yeah.
Phasmo is technically puzzle-like actually. But instead of like trying to figure out the ghost and then avoiding being hunted, you basically have to find out why that place is being haunted. There's more to it than just going in there, finding out what the ghost is, and then fuck off before you die, or before you get killed or whatever. It's more to it than just that. Narrative driven, which is why I'm interested in it. And I believe that was the last on my list, if I recall.
Yep. So the next one on my list is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown, which is basically their take on XCOM.
Oh dear.
We're getting
Hopefully they do a
attacked.
better job than some others have with that whole genre.
I don't know. They've been working
Sorry.
on it for a while. I mean, who knows? We've been lucky with Ninja Turtles games recently. Is it always going to be like that? Probably not. But we've been lucky lately. I mean, hell,
True.
we had Platinum Games fuck up a fucking Ninja Turtles game. They had to go back to the retro style before it actually, started working right again.
Yeah, right.
I was so disappointed. I thought that Platinum Games one that was made a few years ago was going to be fantastic, and ended up being absolute dog shit. But yeah, I'm just,
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they're just trying different things with it. Tactical Takedown might be good. It might. If not,
course.
I didn't make it. I ain't paying for it. All right, so here's my second VR game of the month. Yeah, we've got two, guys. We've got fucking two. Which is
I know.
Zombie Army VR.
Aha, Rebellion.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
I
getting
played
a,
the Zombie Army Trilogy. I think we all played that actually.
yeah, but they actually are making a full VR version of the original game.
That actually might be pretty good.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I thought so. All right, so listen, if picking my game of the month is going to be pretty hard this time, because the rest of the games on my list, well, most of the games on my list from here on out, are actually probably good enough to be it. All right, so I only got a few left, but let's go through this quickly for everybody's fucking mental health sake. All right, next one is Deliver at All Cost.
Deliver is hiring. Hurry over to their main office
And this is literally published by Konami.
ASAP. Desperately need a job. Oh, come on, Mr.
But Full Destruction, you have the thrilling action game where you have to be a delivery guy, but it has full destruction.
Amusing,
Sir Winston Green.
to say the least.
Like, I totally want to play this. This looks like a blast.
Why not?
What's that? Deliver at all cost, Rapunzel? That's gonna be free on Epic. I will fucking grab that in a heartbeat.
At We Deliver, we pride ourselves on completing every
Oh, really?
delivery.
I'll have to write that down. Well, I remember Konami did that with another game at launch, too, that they published, so that would make sense. That shmup game they released last year, they did that. Released it on Epic for free at launch. Oh yeah,
Something off about you, kid. I just know it.
I don't care who makes the game, just make the game fun and I'll play it.
You think you can push me around?
It will be made available free via the Epic Games Store. Players should wait list not to be notified when the game can be available for free. Oh, so it'll be free for 1 week on Epic, and if you claim it within the first week, you get to keep it. Okay. Great. And it has the demo. I should probably check that out. All right. Next one is
If I've learned anything, it's that some things are
Omnimusha
just out of our
2 Samurai's
Oh,
Destiny.
I'm surprised I didn't add that to my list either, considering I've known about it for, well, a while.
Yeah, we
Considering
gotta
I
bring
follow
back those
Capcom.
old school ninja games. We're getting a new Ninja Gaiden game this year. I'm so excited.
One of the hardest games ever made.
Yeah.
With the help of the demons.
It took the Soulsborne genre to a fucking new level.
I can't
Before Soulsborne games were actually a fucking thing. Funny, huh? Ninja Gaiden was before Dark Souls, people.
Yeah.
Demon Souls, I should say. But then again, Kingsfield was before Demon Souls, which came out in 1994. That's right, people. From Software has been making Dark Souls games since 1994. In case you youngsters don't know anything about your gaming history.
I don't think they're
There you
that young, Silver. I don't think they're that
I'm
young.
just saying. No, okay. Well,
Dan's
what I
like,
mean
I
is
feel
that-
my hair getting grayer.
Hang on. What I mean is, not everybody knows about From Software's origins.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or not a lot of people care. I understand. I'm like, okay, well, Demon Souls wasn't their first foray into Soulsborne games. The genre has actually been in existence since, well,
You know what I have to
Kingsfield
say to that? Skibbity
3?
toilet.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. I hate that shit. It's so dumb.
I know. I don't even
I
know
hate that kind of replaced the whole Gmod thing. Ugh.
All right,
Like,
next,
oh, whatever.
next one is called
Anyway.
As We Descend. Which, yes, I did put another card builder on here, but it's different. One, it's published by Coffee Stain, which immediately caught my interest from the get-go.
Ooh.
And it's definitely a lot more involved. It's not just your simple, here's a card, beat up a guy. No, this is like squad-based. It's almost like more of a strategy-based combat system, but just with cards, rather than more of like a block, parry, you know. Make sure you have 10 block before you actually attack, or you're going to take damage type of thing. Even though Slay the Spire is going to come out this year, Slay the Spire 2 is going to come out this year, and it's probably going to be my game of the year, so who knows? But we're going to try out a couple different card games throughout the year, but that, like I said, it has to be something that actually stands out. And this game has full-on bosses that you fight with a full squad of people, so I thought it was at least worth mentioning for that alone. Okay.
Oh, you know, it reminds me of like HSR, but with cards.
All right, I'm going to do a lead up to this one. Silver, what's my favorite thing to do in Stardew Valley?
Fishing.
What's my favorite thing to do in Core Keeper?
Fishing.
Okay. You know what? You know what it is, Silver? It's that every day is a nice day for fishing. Which is the name of the next game here. Have you ever played a pixel art RPG game where the whole point is that you're a fisherman and your whole weapon is just fishing?
Huh. No. Actually, I
Yeah.
have not.
So this is a game that's being published by Team 17, so it's actually got like a full-on publisher where you literally have to battle fish with fishing.
Well, that's amusing.
Dude, it's the game made for me. I love fishing games. And now I can play
Oh, yeah, I'm
fishing.
well aware.
It's Viva La Dirt League, yes. And it comes with full cutscenes built in. Like, those are actually in the game. Like, full, like, live-action cutscenes in the game.
Ah. Huh? Amusing. To be sure.
For,
Hey Balin, look, I've noticed that you're fishing.
what is that live-action ad for the game? It's actually in the game.
This is a stick. Let me see if I can remedy the situation.
Oh, it's from those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched like quite a few of the RPG LARPing videos
Ow. Why did
where
you
they have like
How's
really
Konami?
funny fucking references. Hey Yumi.
But see? Pretty cool shit, ain't it?
Yeah, Viva La Dirt League. That's their YouTube channel.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, for
Yeah,
somebody,
I find
somebody
their
that
skits
loves
funny.
fishing and RPG games, this is the perfect blend. You get a fishing RPG game.
Hey.
Oh my god, that's real soon. That's real soon. Oh, I'm gonna clear my calendar. So get hyped for Nice Day for Fishing. It's coming soon. Yeah.
See? That's it. You know what? My game of the month is a nice day for fishing. I will lose on purpose, I guess, but I don't care. I might win just by default. Who cares? Because it's only me and Silver, so I just gotta base it on. If Silver picks Doom, I might lose.
We'll see.
All right, and the last game of the month, which I would be very hard for me to actually ignore,
Goodness.
is Elden Ring Night Rain, which is a 1 to 3
co-op.
player. Yep, 1 to 3 player co-op, procedurally generated Souls-like experience.
Yeah. So from what I've heard about this, is that it's actually surprisingly, it's like imagine a 3-player battle royale, but we don't fight each other. We do boss raids.
Yeah.
You basically go around the map. You fight random enemies. You level up and shit, and then you go and fight bosses. That's literally what this game is. And it's a 3-player co-op game where it's that. It's basically just boss raids, but with a bit of like because there's also like this
Well,
diminishing.
thankfully it's not an MMO, homie,
um,
but it is a co-op game, yeah.
No, yeah, it's specifically co-op.
Yeah.
And you know that whole like diminishing field thing, like what fucking Fortnite has and all this and all the other fucking games.
Yeah,
It's like
it's like
that.
that.
That encircles the game world.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it is.
So
Except it's
it forces you into the
co-op.
center and makes it so you
Mhm.
have to fight with precision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I might play that.
Really?
Well,
If you
kind
play
of,
it-
Dan.
if you
As
play-
I said, it's not PvP, it's PvE exclusively.
I'll
You don't
play
fight
it if
each
you
other.
play it. I'll play it if you play it. Only
Put it that
because
way,
it would
Dan.
so be worth it
fight
to watch
against the
Silver
enemy.
try and play it.
At least I still have my reflexes.
What do you think? Do you think we should do it? All
I
right,
have my
chat.
reflexes.
Chat,
Hey,
you gotta tell me, chat. Should me and Silver take on Elden Ring Night Rain?
we want a third person. Because it's
Who's
two
gonna-
player,
who's
we
gonna be
would-
the
we
third
would want a
person?
person.
Well, it can't be Mermit. She'd cry.
I don't think he would have the.
Not gonna be.
It's
Yeah,
not
I know.
gonna-
Dan, it's not
I
the-
know, Dan. I know. you're like me, but at least I'm willing to play a few of these because there are some that aren't that bad. Code Vein is like really accessible. That's probably my favorite one that I've
I don't
ever
even know
played.
if I don't even know if we could get Ray to. Well, actually, you know what? No, I could. We could probably get Ray to try. He did Armored Core, which is a Souls-like.
He
Even though
played the
it's
whole
like,
thing and beat it twice.
yeah. So maybe Ray would do it. If Ray's on board, we'll all do it. Deal? Deal, Silver?
Deal. Deal.
All right, there you go. We got it. If Ray's on board, we will do it.
We'll try to convince him. Of course, when his situation is settled.
Yeah, but we have a whole entire month before the game comes out anyway. It doesn't come out till the very end of May.
Course.
All right, so the last game I was going to show off, which is an Epic exclusive. I know, boohoo, why, whatever. Is called Blades of Fire. Sorry about that loud
Blades
music.
of Fire. I can see why it's called Fire Blades of Fire. Lots of fire.
You want another Souls-like game? There you go. Blades of Fire.
Send Ray a green apple care package? What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not from the US. I don't know
Well,
what that is.
you know, okay, you know what the thing is? I agree with you, Boricon. But remember, when they were doing the exclusive agreements, they were doing them with companies that had games in development. So even though they've slowed down on doing that idea, I imagine they have a few more that haven't released yet that are probably still going to be Epic exclusive. I mean, come on, Borderlands 3 was probably their shot in the dark for that, right? They paid out the ass to have Borderlands 3 be Epic exclusive for the first bit. So,
Yep.
yeah, it definitely kind of worked in their favor, but most people just waited till it was on Steam anyway.
Yep, like us.
No, I didn't. They gave it to me for free.
I still waited.
Well,
Except no. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
if somebody gives me a key for free on Epic, I'm not going to be like, nah, it's
Yeah,
on Epic. I can't play it.
No, that's fine.
I don't
That's
care
fine, dude.
where the key is. You know why? Because at the end of the day, like Dan said, they can take it away from anywhere. So if you're going to give me a key and access to your game, I don't care if it's on GOG, Steam, Epic, fucking Ubisoft, no matter where. Ubisoft is the worst, though, because most of their code, you don't even usually get keys with theirs most of the time. It's usually just electronic activation. Of course, William Force is the thing this year. Yeah, it is the thing this year, but I guarantee they're not going to do the same shit. It's already says it's coming out everywhere. So there's not going to be, there's not going to be that fucking exclusivity bullshit this time. It's already set to go on Steam, Epic, fucking anywhere you want to buy it. But all right. With that being said, Silver, what is your pick of the month? Because I have to do mine. And you know what? I am going to just, to be honest with you, because I'm so intrigued by the interesting idea and I love the trailer, I'm literally going to pick A Nice Day for Fishing as my game of the month because I really think that it's quite good looking. And for somebody who loves fishing in these types of games, I think I could have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, dude, why not? And besides, it's got the fucking Viva La Dirt League in it.
Yeah,
those guys are hilarious.
So what's his pick? You can pick Doom.
Yeah, all right.
All right, it's Doom against fishing, guys. Which one will come top? Find out June 1st. If it's Doom the Dark Ages.
Spread the word. Spread the word about.
Yeah, this battle of the picks. It's either Doom the Dark Ages or Nice Day for Fishing. I don't.
Oh man.
I really like my odds. I really do.
Oh man, I like this contrast. It's very amusing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it on purpose. I just really like Doom.
I know. Except if it has platforming, and he fucking hates it. All right.
Actually, it doesn't have as much platforming as you think.
No,
I've already heard previews of it.
No, you didn't like the platforming in the last one.
In Eternal, yeah. Too much
But all
baffling.
right, everybody,
Anyway,
thank you
let's
so
not
much
talk
for
about
hanging
that.
out for our Babble Fest, I guess you would call it. This was the least concise podcast, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I don't care. It's
Yep.
kind of nice to get
And it
back
still went over 2 hours anyway.
to smiling and having fun. So
For sure, man.
we're gonna end the podcast. I'm gonna do some giveaways. I'm gonna take a break, go get high as draft ass, and then come back and we'll play some Borderlands and do a couple more giveaways before that. I probably won't be streaming like Borderlands too long tonight, but I probably until midnight, so I give it like an hour and a half or so. But with that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to watch the live stream. I understand I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing this in reverse, but fuck it. Come watch me here. It's a lot funner when I can interact with people. Thanks for making
Exactly.
me wish that. That's why we do this, Ryan. Listen, the reason we do this is one, to tell you if a game's good, right? We can't play all the games. We're just some guys that like video games. We don't get paid for any of this shit. But on the other hand, like, we love looking for indie games that look cool and look like something that somebody would not normally notice, right? That's why we go through the whole month of Steam bullshit and find the things that we think look great. So, you know, with that said, Silver, you gotta say the thing.
I've got to say the thing. And you know what that means, guys? Schlong out.